This is one of Fitness Blender's 20-minute home workouts for the butt and thighs. For this workout routine, we're going to be going through 3 rounds of 7 exercises. All of these exercises are body weight only, so you don't need any equipment other than an exercise mat. Our first exercise is the alternating lunge. You just need a clear open space for this one. Get ready. And begin. As you step out with this one, the first thing you want to focus on is making sure that your knee is not over your toe. As you step out, you want to make sure your weight stays back in that back leg, so your knee only comes right about above your ankle or the top of the arch of your foot, never over your toe. If you're finding it difficult to keep that knee back, then take just a little bit longer step. This will help you keep your form, and it also makes the exercise a little bit more difficult. Just got a few more repetitions through. And we're almost done. This is your last repetition. And let it relax. Alright, we're moving on to the squat with a side leg raise. We're going to be alternating left and right on this one. And get ready. And begin. So you're going to squat down nice and low in the middle. Keep those feet out nice and wide. Make sure those knees don't come over those toes. You're going to sit back in those heels as much as you can. Then as you come up, raise that leg up and out to the side as high as possible without leaning over. You want to try to keep your torso straight up above the leg you're standing on. So nice and slow, just alternate back and forth. Really trying to focus on that range of motion through that leg, but trying to keep that torso nice and straight. Just keep alternating back and forth. You just have a few more through. Remember to keep your weight back in those heels. We're almost done. And there's your last repetition right there. Raise that leg and let it relax. Alright, let's move down to the ground for the Pilates shoulder bridge. This one we're going to be swapping halfway through. So it doesn't matter which leg you start with. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. One leg straight up above your hips. The other leg is tucked in as close as is comfortable to your butt. Press into that heel as hard as you can, shoving those hips straight up towards the ceiling and trying to keep that leg right up above that hip. You want to keep those abs nice and tight as you do with any Pilates exercise. We're going to switch those legs. And with that other leg up, go ahead and start again, pressing that leg straight up towards the ceiling like you're trying to poke a hole in the ceiling. Really pressing into that heel on that opposite leg. Lifting those hips as high as you possibly can. A nice tight squeeze at the top is your last one. And let it relax. Alright, standing back up again, we've got super slow squats. This one is just a traditional squat. You're just adding some extra time into it. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. This is a nice slow drop down, nice slow raise back up. It's going to take about 10 seconds total, so 5 seconds down, 5 seconds up. But remember, this is still a squat, so you want to make sure that your weight is back in your heels, your knees are staying back behind your toes. Keep that form nice and solid, nice flat straight back. Don't let that back round out. Really concentrate on that form, trying to get as low as possible. If you can, get those hips even lower than those knees, but it's just all about how comfortable it is on that knee joint. So nice slow down, nice slow up. Just try to keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. We're almost done, just got a few more repetitions to do. And this is your last repetition right here. Make it count, nice and slow down. And nice and slow back up. And there you go, let it relax. Alright, moving on to the next one. This is a wall sit, so find a wall somewhere you can lean up against. And get ready. And begin. Go ahead and sit down against that wall. You want those thighs as parallel to the ground as you can. Those knees you want right above your ankles, so position those feet, step out if you need to make sure that those knees are right above that ankle. You definitely don't want to have your knee over your toe for this one. So other than trying to stay nice and low, the next thing you want to look at is your hand placement. Watch those hands, do not put them on your thighs. If you place them on your thighs anywhere, you're going to be tempted to cheat. You're going to actually kind of use your arms as bracing, and it'll make this exercise a lot easier. We're coming up to that halfway point. So make sure you have those arms out of the way, either up on your hips, over your head, or just straight up against the wall somewhere. Just don't touch your thighs. We've got a few more to go through. Remember, if you want to make this exercise more difficult, you can always add a hand motion in, like a shoulder press, grab some dumbbells or something like that, or you can do a lateral raise in front of your body. We're almost done here. And there you go, let it relax. Alright, the next exercise is the Pilates front leg pull. And this one's actually relatively difficult, so really pay attention to the form on this one. Go ahead and get ready. And you start sitting on the ground with your hands propping your upper body up. Slowly raise those hips as high as you can. You want to keep a nice straight line from your ankle all the way up to your shoulders as best you can. Then you're going to lift that right leg straight up as high as possible. Try to keep that knee as straight as you can. As you lift it up higher and higher, that hamstring's going to try to get you to bend that knee, but try to keep it straight. Go ahead and switch those legs on this one. So it's a nice high pull. Getting that hip flexor through the front of that hip on that side. And on the opposite leg, you're actually working that glute and your lower back. So that hamstring, your glutes, and your lower back on that opposite leg. And there's your last repetition right here. Go ahead and let it relax. There you go. And now we're to the squat jacks. This is your last exercise for this round. This one's really quick. Go ahead and get ready. And go ahead and squat down and start jumping those feet in and out. There's a cross between a squat and a jumping jack. Just keep it going as quick as you can. As soon as that foot touches, it's right back in again, and that's it. Told you it was quick. All right, that was the end of round 1. Now on to round 2. All right, we're going to be starting this all over again with the alternating lunge to begin with. Remember on this one, take a nice long step out. Make sure that knee doesn't come over top of that toe. Get ready. And begin. All right, remember, nice long step. Keep your weight even between those feet. You want to go straight down in between those feet. Try not to lean forward over that front leg. Your body's going to want that momentum to push you forward. But you want to try to keep that weight evenly dispersed between those 2 feet. If you want to make this exercise more difficult, you can always take a longer step each time. The longer the step, the harder it is to get back up. Almost done. That's your last repetition right there. And let it relax. All right, on to the squat with a side leg raise. We'll be alternating back and forth on this one. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. All right, remember the center is just like a traditional squat. Weight back in those heels, trying to keep those knees back over those ankles. Nice slow squat down, and then you're going to raise one of your legs up and out to the side as high as you can without leaning over. Remember, you want to try to keep that torso as straight up and down as possible. Don't let it lean over as you lift that leg. Just alternate every single time you come up. Just got a few more repetitions to go through. And we're almost done. This is your last repetition right here. And let it relax. All right, down onto the ground for the Pilates shoulder bridge. Remember, one leg down, one leg straight up above that hip. Get ready. And begin. All right, one leg straight over that hip, the other leg tucked in as close to your butt as is comfortable. So you're going to press down into the heel of that left leg as hard as you can, shoving those hips up nice and high, really squeezing that hamstring and glute. Pressing that right leg as high to the ceiling as you can. We're almost done. We're going to switch those legs and let it relax. Go and swap that other leg out. This time pressing into that right leg, pushing that left leg up as high as you can. The breathing on this one is going to be inhales at hip drops. Exhales, you press it up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Remember to keep those abs nice and tight the entire time. We're almost done. And there's your last one. Go ahead and let it relax. We're on to the super slow squat next. Remember, this one's just a traditional squat. You're just going to slow it down. 5 seconds up, 5 seconds down. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Remember, weight back in your heels, knees back behind those toes. It's just slow drop down and a slow raise back up. Really concentrate on your pace on this one, because as you drop down, you're going to be able to keep that nice even pace, 5 seconds down. But as you start coming back up, your body's going to want to do that first half of that raise really quickly and then use all of your time on that last half. So try to keep it constant. Try to keep a nice slow raise that whole time. Nice constant pace. Remember to check that form as you're going through here, keeping those knees back, keeping the weight back in those heels. Make sure your back is nice and straight, leaning over just a little bit, but not rounding your back. Just have a few more repetitions to go through. And here's your last repetition right here. Nice and slow down, really control it, and nice and slow back up. And that is it. All right, moving on to the wall sit. So go find yourself an open piece of wall. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Squat down. Remember, try to get those thighs as parallel to the ground as you can. The lower you go, the harder it's going to be. Just make sure that those knees aren't over those toes. You want those knees right above those ankles for this one. Drop down as low as possible. Hold that position nice and comfortable. Don't touch those thighs. You want those hands either up against the wall, on your hips, or over your head. Remember, you can always add in an upper arm movement, either doing like a shoulder press or a lateral raise with dumbbells. All kinds of different things you can do, not only to work your upper body, but also to keep your mind off of how bad your legs are hurting. And that was your halfway point. We've got just under 30 seconds left. Just keep it going. Kind of just don't think about the pain. Try to do something to distract yourself. Just hold it for a little bit longer. And almost done. And there you go. Go ahead and let it relax. All right, onto the floor for the next one for the Pilates front leg raise. We're going to be lifting that right leg first. That left leg's going to be on the ground for support. Ready? And begin. Bring those hips up nice and high. Leg comes up as high as possible. Remember, try to keep that knee as straight as you can. Really get a good stretch on it. I keep it nice and slow under control. Try not to kick that leg up. Almost done. And go ahead and switch those legs. And start again. Keep that leg nice and straight, this time on that left side. Trying to keep a nice straight line from your ankle all the way up to your shoulder, trying to let those hips droop. We're almost done. And that's your last one right there. Go ahead and let it relax. All right, back to our last one again, the squat jacks. Just make sure you're staying nice and low and moving those feet nice and fast. Get ready. All right, and begin. Remember, drop those hips nice and low. Try to get those thighs as parallel to the ground as you can. The lower you go, the harder it's going to be. We're almost done. And let it relax. There you go. All right, that was the end of round 2. We're on our last round, round number 3. Remember, you can pause it here if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to start back over with that alternating lunge. And get ready. And begin. Remember, nice long step forward. The longer the step, the harder it's going to be, and also the easier it's going to be to keep that form. Make sure you drop right down in between those feet, keeping as much weight on that back leg as you can. Really watch that form, trying to make sure that that knee doesn't go over that toe on that front leg. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Keep your torso straight up and down. Don't lean forward, don't lean back. And we're almost done. And here's your last repetition right here, and let it relax. All right, we're on to the squat with side leg raise. Get ready. And begin. Nice low squat in the middle, then raise that leg up out to the side as high as you can without leaning over. Just make sure that as you go down into that squat, you're keeping your weight back in your heels. You don't let those knees push over those toes. And as you stand up, you use the outside thigh to lift that leg. Try not to swing it up. You want a nice slow squeeze. Try to get a nice pause at the top, just a short little pause, and then right back down. Moving relatively quickly, but at the same time, really using those muscles to do all that motion. Try not to get any momentum going. We're almost done. And here's your last repetition right here. and let it relax. All right, back down on the ground for that Pilates shoulder bridge. We're going to start with that left leg on the ground, that right leg up. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Right leg up. Press those hips up towards the ceiling as high as you can, keeping those abs nice and tight, sucking that belly button in. Really press that glute on that left leg. Contract that hamstring nice and tight. As much range of motion out of it as you can. We're almost done. And you're going to switch those legs and start again. Really squeeze those glutes, that hamstring on that right leg, pressing that left leg up as high as you can towards the ceiling, keeping that left leg nice and straight. Abs nice and tight. Just got a few more repetitions to go through. And here's your last one. And let it relax. All right, stand up. We got the super slow squats next. And get ready. And begin. All right, remember, keep this motion nice and slow under control. 5 seconds down, 5 seconds up. Either count to yourself or pace yourself off of this video. Really control that pace going down and back up. Make sure there are no fast spots, no slow spots. Really concentrate on that form through that squat. All your weight back in your heel, keeping those knees back behind those toes. Really kicking that butt out back behind you as far as you can. Keep that back nice and straight. Don't let your back round. Just have a few more repetitions to go through. And here we go. This is your last repetition right here. Nice and slow down. Really make it count. Get really nice and low. And back up. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the wall sit. Remember, we're doing this for 60 seconds. Need an open piece of wall for this one. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Scoot down on that wall. Try to get those thighs as parallel to the ground as you can. The lower you go, the harder it's going to be. Remember, you want those knees way behind those toes. You want that knee as straight above that ankle as you can. So scoot those feet out if you need to. And watch those hands. Make sure they're not up on your thighs. You don't want to brace with those hands. You don't want to make it any easier. With those hands either on your hips, up against the wall, or straight over your head. Remember, you can always grab a pair of dumbbells and do some extra work for that upper body if you need to help you keep yourself distracted. It's a little over halfway. Just under 30 seconds left. Just keep that motion going. Really push through it. Try not to think about how much your legs are telling you to stop. Almost done. Just 10 seconds left. Hold it. And there you go. Let it relax. All right, on to the next one. The Pilates front leg pull. You can be down on the ground for this next one. Go ahead and sit down on the ground. Get ready. Get those arms back behind you, propping that upper body up. And begin. Lift those hips up nice and high. Try to keep a nice straight line from that ankle all the way up to that shoulder. Lifting that opposite leg up really nice and high, keeping that knee as straight as possible. Get a nice tight squeeze at the top. Hover that foot just a little bit at the bottom. Almost done. Switch those legs. Start again. Remember, really try to keep those hips up nice and high as you lift that leg. They're going to try to drop on you a little bit. Just a few more through. Abs nice and tight. And there's your last one. And go ahead and let it relax. All right, we're back around to the squat jacks again. This is your last exercise. Really make it count. Get ready. And start it up. Remember, nice and low. Get those feet moving nice and fast. Just keep it going. Really push it hard. And we're almost done. And there's your last repetition. Go ahead and let it relax. Well done. You just finished Fitness Blender's 20-minute home workout for your butt and thighs. Go to fitnessblender.com for more free full-length workout videos and much more. If you have any ideas for new workout videos you'd like us to do, please visit fitnessblender.com, scroll to the bottom of any one of the pages, and click on the Contact Us link.